Assalamualaikum. Hello, everybody. My name is Anjum, and I am the owner of Rosal Cakes. I've been baking for 8 years, and we will be making a vanilla cake today with vanilla buttercream, and we will decorate it the naked style. Yeah, let's get to it. So we're gonna make the buttercream. You need 1 pound of butter, which is 4 sticks, 113 grams times 4. I have a pound of butter, KitchenAid, pedal attachment, weighing scale, powdered sugar. We need about, the recipe I used to use is the same, but instead of 2 pounds, I reduced it to 1.6 to 1.8 pounds of sugar. So you put it in pounds, measure 1.8, 1.6, depending on how sweet you want it. I like it at 1.6. Powdered sugar, same as icing sugar. If I had to, so that's 1.6 pounds. Need a little bit of salt and a little bit of sugar. Just a pinch, nothing fancy. Just to, cut the sugar a little bit. And a little bit of milk. A quarter cup milk. Not necessarily using all, but approximately as we go. I'm going to sieve my icing sugar just because when I didn't finish the entire bag of icing sugar, so what was remaining, I put it in the fridge. Icing sugar does not do very well in the fridge or open air. So then I would sieve it. Usually if I open an icing sugar fresh bag, I do not sieve it. The recipe, you don't have to also use a KitchenAid. You can use a handheld mixer if you don't have a KitchenAid. Yeah, KitchenAid. Another clean pedal attachment. 1 pound of unsalted room temperature butter. On stir. I have a lot of people who make this buttercream but don't allow the butter to turn white. You must give your butter enough time to turn from yellow to white without rushing. So put it on stir, and then we're going to go on 1 and then 2 to speed up the process. The butter has turned white. You can see. Again, my pedal attachment has that extra flap, so I'm not going to be scraping the sides. But if you are using the regular pedal attachment, please scrape the sides. I'm going to put this on stir, the lowest speed, and put the icing sugar or powdered sugar a little bit at a time so it doesn't come on my face. A little bit of milk. Powdered sugar. The original ratio of making a buttercream is 1 to 2. 1 butter to 2 sugar. So if you use 1 pound of butter, you use 2 pounds of powdered sugar. I just don't like 2 pounds of sugar because it gets too thick and too sweet. So I reduce it to 1.6 or 1.8. You choose what you want to do. A little bit of milk. Go ahead and mix thoroughly. Put a little bit of vanilla. Just 2 dashes or 2 teaspoons if you like. Now, one of the tips in making buttercream is when you go super fast, super high to mix this to make it like a super nice fluffy buttercream. But then in the end, you want to go slow. So you want to remove the air bubbles because air bubbles is not good for buttercream. So then I'll do 1 minute on very low or just stir. That is it. Buttercream is ready. Should be like a nice, thick, not super thick, but super smooth. You can control the consistency of the buttercream by adding more milk, less milk. It depends on what you're going to do. If you're icing the cake, you want it to be smooth so it doesn't tear the cake. I have somebody who did add enough milk. She was trying to put butter cream on the cake. When the buttercream was very thick, it tears the cake. You have to be very careful. This is ready. For my cakes, I made one especially for you guys last night. That's in the saran wrap. For cake decorating, you need a cake board. If you don't have a cake board, you can use your regular plate for those mothers at home. You need a turntable. Should you have a turntable if you do a lot of cake decorating? Yes, please invest in one. It's very helpful. I use this cake cutting tool, which you can get at Michael's or Amazon. It cuts my cakes. I've been using this for 8 years. You need a spatula. You need a scraper. And I believe, and you need, I have all my, good stuff in here. I'll try and keep it simple. You need a simple spatula. That is all you need for cake decorating, I believe. Okay, let's start. So you remove the saran wrap. The cake, if it's cold, tap, 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 it comes out just perfectly because of the cake goop. The recipe that I showed to brush the pan, cake comes out perfect. Flip the cake over. Now this tool has these things on the side where you look at the thickness. How thick do you want to cut your cake? How thin you want your slices to be? You control that. So I'm going to put it on the third one and you cut away. Hold your cake. It's kind of like torting a cake. Okay. Done. Done. These two are perfectly done. Take the top part. This is when I give the top part to my mother and she enjoys the crumbs with her chai. So I don't usually use this part. This is like a waste, so you can keep it for cake pops, keep it for custard. I don't know, do whatever you want to do with it. Take your cake board. Now this is when I also use, so we have two flat, two with cake showing, okay? The tip here is that you start with full, you end with full, okay? I'm gonna put the full on my cake board. I'm gonna get simple syrup. Simple syrup is a combination of sugar and water. Sugar and water, I don't measure, but I fill up this whole thing with water and I add about 8 tablespoons of. So I'd say 1 cup of water with about 5 to 6 tablespoons of sugar. Let it dissolve and go ahead and, soak the cake. You do not have to do this part. I just do it because I've been doing it for so many years and my customers just prefer it. Makes the cake moist. Flip this cake. You can even flavor the simple sugar. Sometimes I put vanilla in here, sometimes I put almond, sometimes I put strawberry extract just to flavor the cake. All right, so you start off with full. I'm gonna bring it closer to me. Take your vanilla buttercream. There is no measurement. You need your spatula. Some people go ahead and put the butter cream in a piping bag and pipe it on the cake. Sure, you can do that. You can put a lot, you can put less. You're the boss. Then I'm going to put the flat one. It is the motion of the wrist, okay? You use one hand, turn the turntable. You use the other hand, just move your wrist. Front, back, front, back. That's all you're doing. Put the third layer, again, flat. This is a very good, easy cake for mothers to make without having to buy a cake. Cakes are not cheap. I mean, you should ask the people of Orlando, cakes are not cheap. But if you want to make a cake at home, this is how you do it. Again, turn one hand, move your wrist, flatten it, close it. Start with this and end with this. Put it up, press, boom, done. You can just put chocolate drips just around this, put a flower, and you're done. But I'm going to show you how to make a naked cake. The saran wrap that was left, I'm going to wrap this cake, give it to my mother, because she's going to have to try. You always want to keep your cake covered if it goes in the fridge. Done. Counter must always be clean. All right. So usually when I bake large amounts, I put this in the freezer, ice a 10-inch, put that in the freezer, ice a 6-inch, 4-inch, and if I'm doing like a large wedding. And then I come back, but no time for freezer. So let's go ahead and continue. Okay. So buttercream on the top, one spatula, keep turning the table. You need your scraper. Any kind of scraper, it is acrylic, plastic. You can use a ruler for that matter. You can use a knife for that matter. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Okay, so you turn, move your wrist, and you turn the turntable. Let the turntable do the work for you. Okay? Now, since it's a naked cake, you don't want to add too much buttercream. So you spread that down. This is one of the cakes that if it looks messy, it's a good thing. The messier the look, the better it looks. Hence, I chose this to teach you guys. Okay, you don't want to add too much. Spread what is over there. You must keep your spatula straight and turn the turntable. It's actually at a 90-degree angle if you guys can see. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. Clean up your spatula, do it again. You can use your scraper now. 90-degree angle, always 90-degree angle. And move your turntable. Can you see the naked cake coming alive? What I would also do is use the remaining buttercream and cover the gaps. You don't want holes. You want to cover your cake. You don't want to cover too much because you don't want to take the naked style away from it. Again, 45-degree angle, your hand with the scraper stays there. Use your other hand and turn the turntable. Just turn the turntable. You're not pressing. You don't want to smash the cake. You want to be nice. So you just turn the turntable. Be nice to the cake and the cake will be nice to you. See this? I don't like this. You gotta clean that up. Nice and smooth. You can use two colors if you like. You can use pink, a touch of pink, or a touch of purple. And that's it. I want to cover. I'm literally using only a spatula and a scraper. That is it. No fancy tools. That is it. Okay? That's called a naked cake. You choose your best side. Take a clean paper towel. We can make this cake super fancy. Like I do this cakes for weddings. I'm gonna show you. I'm sure you all can do this at home. If you go to buy this cake, it's gonna cost you at least $70. That's insane. If you can make it at home, sure. Okay, now we make it pretty. Buttercream done. Buttercream always goes in an airtight container. Put it in the fridge. If you don't bake a lot, put it in the freezer to use another time. I'm going to show you how to do a flower arrangement. Super easy. You can buy flowers at the dollar store. You can buy flowers from a supermarket. You can use fresh flowers. I also have sprinkles. Any kind of sprinkles that you like. I like gold. So we're going to do that. You need scissors. You need, if you're using fresh flowers, you just need scissors. If you're using fake flowers, you just need a stamp cutter or a wire cutter. I have some gold edible leaf, 24 karat edible gold leaf. Not all gold leaf are edible. Just FYI. Okay. This is where the good stuff is. Comes in gold, rose gold, and silver. You never want to use gold leaf if the fan is switched on. You fly away everywhere. I just have this ribbon. You can use a ribbon. You don't have to use a ribbon. You just go ahead and stick it when the buttercream is wet. And that is it. Make it pretty. Got that. Okay, I will go ahead and also put a little bit of sprinkles when the buttercream is wet. When you're doing a flower arrangement on a cake, you always want to start with the leaf, always with the greenery. So you choose your favorite part. I like this part because I see more of the brown. So I'm going to put the greenery first. You choose the angle of your greenery. You can put more, you know. Let me just take that. You know how you want it to dangle down or just get fancy. Pick your flower, dried flowers, you could do that as well. No? Always one big, few small. You always have the star of the flowers and then you fill it up with small things. You can choose baby spreads. Baby spreads is very pretty. Always put flowers at an angle. You never want to put it straight down. Always at an angle so it looks natural. It looks real. Some dried baby spread. And that is my open. Okay. And then you just put a little bit of stuff here and there. Make it pretty. Fresh flowers always looks nice with a naked cake. Then you just do your thing. You can put a happy birthday topper. You can put happy anniversary. Gold always makes things look pretty. If you guys see my cakes on Instagram, it's always gold. For the gold leaf, you just pick up a little bit and stick it on the cake. You can use a tweezer. If you are making the cake for somebody, please wear gloves. I don't know what I'm going to do with this cake, but sure. Just go ahead and make it pretty. Just stick things. You can never go wrong with gold, can you? You don't have to do gold and all this stuff. I'm just saying. That is it. Okay, I just saved you $70 and you can make a cake at home, and that is it. Done. Any questions for me?
Not much. What is the purpose of salt in the cream?
Salt always breaks, kind of gives you a kick. It kind of breaks the sugar. It breaks the sweetness. If you don't add sugar, you feel like something is missing.
Okay, and
Trust me, something is missing.
I've covered most of the questions. There's really good comments for you. If you have a chance, have a look at them. Everybody's said, what a lovely demo. So explained, mashallah, so well and so well. Yeah.
Kind of them. Thank you very much.
Today, it's just, Anjum, you're too far away, but today we would like to dedicate this cake to a very special person. Yeah. Can
Okay.
I'm just going to spotlight her first.
Sure.
And then we can